make inference.
Okay. All right, so this quiz shouldn't take too long. I mean, the calculations is kind of just plugging and chugging with these, but for question 1, the data in the table to find p hat 1, and I used 70 divided by 52, and I got 0.743.
That's what I got.
Yes.
And then the second one was the same concept for the males, so 59 divided by 17, and I got 0.712.
Yep, that's what I got.
Okay.
On the next one, I picked the first one. P1
That's what I got.
not equal to P2, the alternate.
Yep. What is the point estimate of a 95% confidence interval? Is 0.031.
That's what mine came out to.
Yes.
And then the margin of error was 0.154.
Yeah, that is what I got. And I did use the equation from this chapter we just read. There was an equation for margin of error. You just had to take the equation. Oh, where is it? So it gives you the equation to solve for the upper and lower bounds.
Mm-hmm.
You just take the second half of that equation. So yeah, it gives you the how to solve for upper and lower. It's like the p hat 1 minus p hat 2 minus z asterisk so forth, and then plus z asterisk so forth.
Mm-hmm.
That z asterisk so forth is the margin of error, and so that's what I use to solve for it, for what you were asking earlier, Lester.
Well, you know, and going back through my notes, I tried that and I just couldn't make it work in my calculator. I was missing a parentheses or something. My calculator won't tell you what you did wrong. It just tells you you didn't do it right. So
Right.
I could never get it, but I did get it the way that Blake said, just subtract the upper from the lower and divide it by 2.
Yeah, and that works just fine too. I just want to point out there was because my calculator ended up coming out. That's how I got the 0.154, but
Okay. Yeah, because even just one parenthesis off gets you a whole different shebang. So
Yeah, well, it wasn't giving me the wrong number. It was just giving me an error message. So I was getting something way out of whack.
Okay. I usually try doing sections at a time and then kind of combine them. So
I was
missing anything.
I was going to try that, but there were so many decimal points. I was afraid to have it if it was going to be off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, by a bunch.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, number 8. Oh, the lower bound. Did we go through that already? I got negative 0.123.
yeah, that's
what I got as well.
Yeah.
And the upper, I got 0.185.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what I got. Is it me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So with A equals 0.05, what decision do you make? You fail to reject the null. So the first one.
That's what I got.
And then question 11, which of the following statements best describes the outcome of this study? If it's less than 0.5, you'll have to, it's insufficient. So there is insufficient evidence to suggest that the true proportion of the females who can test PTC is different from the true proportion of males who can test PTC. So it's the last one.
So mine came out. All right, so I got. Ugh. So question 12. For the next 9 questions, use the review of mortality rates and day of admissions. Let P1 equal the portion of patients who had a heart attack and were admitted the weekday. P2, heart attack admitted the weekend. Question 12 asks, the conditions of the conducting a hypothesis test are satisfied. And I said true.
Correct.
Got. And 13, which hypothesis is appropriate? I went with the last one, alternate P1 is less than P2.
That's what I got as well.
How's it going, James?
Good. How are you? Sorry I'm late.
No
Hey,
worries.
It happens, man. It's all good.
We'll can go back through them with you. Make sure you got those right.
Which one are you on?
We're on number 13.
So, do you want to go back up to the beginning then?
I'll just catch up with you and then I'll go back through later.
Okay.
I can watch the video. I'll just replay it and figure out what was going on.
Okay.
It's up to you, man. It's all good. Okay.
So number 14 says use the data to find in the table to find P1. So I took the 118,519 divided by 16,713, and my P hat 1 came out to 0.141.
That's what I got.
Got. Um, 15. The P2 I got as 0.145.
That's what I got as well. Find the z-score. Question 16. Answer is negative 2.02.
So I got 2.026. Will that matter?
It says 3 decimals, so you probably have to do 3 decimals. I got right just by doing 2 decimals, but should be right.
Yeah, because I didn't use, or yeah, no, I did use those, but so I'll just leave it then. It should be okay.
Yeah, you should be fine.
I got a quick question. Were you using the 2 samples z-test applet Excel form?
So I haven't used any of the applets for these. I just am using the equations based on the reading from this night or tonight to solve for them.
Gotcha. Did anybody else use them?
I'm not a mathematician, so I'm just using the spreadsheets that they gave us.
Okay. I was just curious on those. Were you entering the numbers in the first sample section and second sample section? Can't talk.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Okay.
Yep. Group 1 and Group 2.
And you can read everything from there. Except I couldn't find the margin of error, but you can read every other thing that that it asks for.
And then for the inputs, would you do anything for those, or did you just leave them?
Like greater than, less than, or equal to?
Well, on the applet, there's like x1, n1, x2, n2. And then it has like the confidence level. Am I looking at the same one?
What I used was the categorical data analysis
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
And
And then the 2 proportions tab.
yes, I used the 2 proportions, and all I did was put in the 4 numbers, the x1, n1, x2, n2, and the confidence level you can change, but it was set to what I needed. And then you need to change the type of the test to greater than, equal, or not equal to, or less than. And then everything else, you just read it.
Okay. Gotcha. And then the check requirements section, you don't do anything for that?
You just read it. The All I do is input in the blue
Okay.
ranges, and everything else is calculated for you.
Okay. Gotcha.
Sorry I cheat, but
Oh, that's
Hey, using your resources. It's not cheating.
I just like to do the math.
yeah.
Me being an engineer, but I enjoy that.
If I could do the math, I would do it. But it'd take me 30 minutes, and I wouldn't know if I got it right. So
Question 17. Who's got that one?
I can do that one. It says, given the z-score from the last question, which should you shade, the left or the right of the z-score for the p-value? And because it's p1 is less than p2 is the alternate, I said shade to the left.
That's what I got as well.
in 18, I've got the p-value at 0.022.
That's what I got as well. Because it is less than 0.05, you'll have to reject the null. So question 19, reject it. And then question 20 is the third one. There is sufficient evidence. Cool. Oh, look, submit it. Oh, look, 100%. Yay.
James, did you want us to go over the first couple questions with you?
I think I'm okay. I'll watch the video again that you post if I get stuck on any of them.
Okay.
Do you want to invite James with the Google Doc?
I already sent it to him.
Yeah, I got that.
Cool, cool.
So we're going to go over the design the study tonight just so we can get that submitted because it has to be approved before we can start collecting data.
Mhm.
And so our thoughts were doing cereal from name brand, comparing them to name brand to off brand. And so our place that everyone's going to do is Walmart and then some local grocery store. So for us up here, we're going to do Walmart and Brolum's. So whatever you have down there, that's a local grocery store that differs from Walmart. Was what we were looking at doing.
You say we're doing prices or we're doing?
Yeah, so name brand prices compared to off-brand prices.
I know they come in quantity. Do you want to do quantity too, if like ounces, like per bag?
Yeah, so are you talking about like there's the normal size and then there's the family size and then there's just the big bags. So do we want to do all of them or just pick the smallest or whatever? I mean,
There should
Well,
only
you probably
be
have
really.
to do it per ounce.
I think there's only like really 3 sizes. I know for the off brands, they got like the small, then they got the medium one, and then the family size. I think we can probably do that. And the regular name brands, I think there's only 2 though.
yeah, there's normal.
Unless you get the little tiny ones, like the ones that come in like the 4-pack or whatever, but that goes by a different company. Like, like they got like the Fruit Loops, the like Captain Crunch, and then Cinnamon Toast Crunch. They got the little tiny ones. If we want to do that like a pack, I guess, but
right.
it is the name brand.
What's considered a no-name brand of cereal? Because even the no-name.
Anything
Has a name.
Kellogg's. Anything Kellogg's, pretty much.
Kellogg's is no-name?
Oh, no, it is a name. Like it's
Okay.
well known, I guess. Like not like the.
But like the Walmart has their Great Value. That's an off brand. It's their own package.
Multi-value and stuff too.
We're doing the knockoffs then?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, we should probably do it based on ounces.
We can do
So
that too.
the information's comparable.
Yeah, we had to compare something too, so we can do that. We can take the average of that with per ounce and how much that goes. We can do that too.
Do we want to focus on the medium size so that we don't have so many different ounces to deal with? Or are we just gonna
We'll probably do a range between the small ounces and then the medium and then the large, because you're not gonna have everything perfect. So we'll do a range from this, you know, whatever, from 12 to 20, and then 24 to whatever. It'd probably be the best because even with like the name brands, they do have the family size ones, but they do differ from the Walmart Great Value and Multimart, whatever, Multi-Value.
So are we going to focus on one kind of cereal, like cornflakes, or I mean a certain kind, or just cereal across the board?
I'd say cereal across the board because we need a big sample size. We need at least 30. So I'm saying go for it.
Okay.
Try to get as much as you can. What I would do, I'd just take your phone when you go to the grocery store, just take pictures of all of them. Because then when you get back home, then you can do it.
Okay.
So maybe just one of those guys, you're like, oh yeah, take selfies with these. Yeah.
So what would our research question be then? Like, what are we trying to find out?
What brand would be cheaper? It's probably like a duh kind of question. Would Kellogg's be more expensive than non-name brands? I think Kellogg's is like the overall big name brand of cereal.
Okay.
What would be more, Kellogg's versus Multi-Value, Multi-Meal, and Great Value.
Okay, so question 2 says what population or populations are you studying? Is that the Kellogg's?
No, I think it's population area. So it'd be Madison County, whatever Lester's County is, and also Salt Lake. That's population.
Okay.
I would do county because not necessarily city. People come out of the city to go into it, but as a county,
that sounds good. Yeah, I think
so. It's more into that. So,
Are you just in Salt Lake County, James?
Yeah, I'm in Salt Lake County.
And what county are you in, Lester?
Maricopa. Let me spell that.
Sure. Is it MARICOPA?
Correct.
cool.
Okay. What is your experimental unit? In other words, what is the smallest entity from which you are collecting a single piece of data to be used for analysis?
Would it be the small box, right? So how many ounces is that? You can Amazon it. Like, what would be one of those kids ones?
Well, I've got kind of a medium small here that's 14.5 ounces.
Okay.
That's
Do the Great Value or Multi-Meals come in small ones like they do like the college size or what's it called? You go to a hotel, like the little small size.
Like the ones you just like pour the milk in the actual box.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Yeah. I don't know if that's 8 ounces or like 0.2. I
It's
don't know.
probably like
4 ounces
five,
or something. 5 ounces.
probably.
I don't know if anyone has those because I usually just get the big ones.
Multi-meal or?
No, so what's the smallest unit? You know those little tiny ones that you get from like hotels and stuff. How many ounces are in those? I can probably.
Oh, that's a good question. So I mean, this one I have is only 10.5 ounces. It's a little bit smaller.
You want to do that as our smallest unit, or do you want to go with the little tiny ones?
Up to you. I mean, do they even sell the tiny
I don't
ones?
think you'll find the tiny ones with the no name.
Yeah.
I'd say
Tiny
that's
ones are really all name brand ones that I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm looking on Walmart's website right now, and they don't make for no name brands.
Okay. Well, we can go with the tiniest one, just the 10.5 ounces.
Sounds like good to me.
So what is our experimental unit?
Experimental unit is ounces.
Okay. And what is our response variable?
The price of box. Not price of box, but price of cereal per ounce.
Okay, is our response unit quantitative or categorical?
Categorical.
Yeah, I can spell categorical. Okay, which statistical method are you going to use for your study? It should be one of the following 8 methods: quantitative, 1 sample, sigma known; quantitative, 1 sample, sigma unknown. I'm guessing it's E, quantitative, 3 or more samples, ANOVA.
Correct.
I'm just gonna bold that as chosen. Okay, what are your null and alternate hypotheses? Please review the format of the hypothesis so that your answer here is in agreement with your answer in step 6. Be sure you state your hypothesis using mathematical symbols if appropriate, and define any symbols that aren't obvious.
HA is equal to 0, I think. Then HO is going to be greater than, because our original hypothesis is the lesser known brand is going to be less expensive than the name brand, right?
Right.
So we were going to say that it's going to be greater than Kellogg's.
That's our alternative, right?
Yeah.
But our original hypothesis is going to be that they're equal to each other. Is that ANOVA? They are.
Yeah. Pretty sure.
Okay, so we're going to have P1. Now, does it even use P, or what is it? What does it use? P1 and P2 for ANOVA, or does it use?
Can't remember.
I feel like it's mu.
Or is it mu?
Could be mu. Let me see.
Yeah, Nova, I think is E.
In 2 means from 2 independent unrelated groups, F distribution.
So I mean, it just says the hypothesis tests are always, so ANOVA is used to compare the means for several groups. The hypotheses for these tests are always The null hypothesis, all means are equal. Alternate hypothesis, at least one of these means differ. So that's ANOVA.
Correct. So
So,
first one equals, and the other one is greater than, less than, or not equal to.
So do I just say all means or for the mu, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
You
know the,
equals
I have
0.
the alt
Is it-
key, the alt table memorized, so I have mu. I'll just
Mhm.
put, so mu1 is equal to mu2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and our hypothesis alternate is mu1 does not equal.
Do you want to do less than or greater than?
Oh, so mu1 is
Greater than
greater
mu2.
than.
Yep, mu2. So we're gonna have Kellogg's and then all the off-name brand.
All right, so design the sample. Which sampling method will your group use? For example, systematic sample, cluster sample, so forth. Please review the different data collection methods. Please note that true random samples can be difficult and another method may be easier to obtain. If you do choose random sample, please describe in detail how you will ensure to pick the experimental units. Okay.
It's gonna be simple random, because it's gonna be everything that is available to the public on shelves, i.e. of the grocery stores that we're going to be shopping at.
Everything.
Yeah, no, I think if we get about, let's say 5 or 6, but we're gonna find out if this is actually gonna be okay. I don't want to go crazy until we actually get it okayed, and then we can get all of our testing that we need to get done.
Yeah, that's fine. Number 9, describe in specific detail how your group will collect data using the sampling method stated in question 8. Also, what sampling sizes are you planning to obtain per population? This section should have enough detail that a reasonably intelligent person that has never taken a statistics course can replicate your study.
So pretty much we're just going to restate our question, and then we're going to say that all the other our sample means are going to be within those 3 counties, and we are testing that Kellogg's is going to be greater than the non-name brands of cereal. It's going to be more expensive.
And say, do you want to write that down on the number 9 spot?
Okay, maybe. Okay. Yeah, I can, yeah.
Okay.
What stores is everyone going to go to? Because we're going to all go. We're going to have a control variable of Walmart, correct?
Correct.
Walmart. Roll-ons. Where are you two going to go out besides Walmart?
I can go to Safeway or Albertsons or Fry's is a local, not a Kroger company. Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, we'll try to do a local one because I've never heard of Fry's before, so we can do that one. Is it FRYS or F?
Yeah. FRYS.
Okay. And where do you want to go? James?
I'll go to a place called Peterson's.
Okay. Okay, cool. Then we got something from local to well-known retail store.
So it says there are two requirements. So for question 10, it's review the requirements in the text for your chosen method from step 6, which we chose ANOVA. So the two requirements for an ANOVA, the data are normally distributed in each group. We check this by creating a QQ plot. If the points in the QQ plot do not show distinct curvature, it is reasonable to conclude that the data are normally distributed. As well, that should just fall in the lines of if we have 30 or more samples. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. So it says, discuss why your study is in alignment with the requirements. So I guess as long as we have 30 samples for both groups, it will be normally distributed and should have, or each group will then be normally distributed. And that's the central limit theorem, is that correct?
Yep.
That follows. The second requirement for an ANOVA test says that the variances are equal for each group. This requirement is checked by examining the variances. The rule we will use is if the largest variance is less than or equal to 4 times the smallest variance, then we will conclude the variances are equal. Is that something we can really test for right now, or is that just something we assume at this point?
I think we have to have some numbers, some data first.
Yeah.
You guys stuck on?
Huh?
You guys stuck on?
So we're trying to do number 10. The second part for requirements for an ANOVA test is that the variances are equal for each group. And we're trying to figure out how we can, because it says discuss why your study is in alignment with the requirements. And we're trying to figure that out.
Okay. Well, we do have an independent clause of having Walmart to be our source for the Multimeals brand. That is a lot of types of cereal too. It's 30 from each of them. So I can think of 15 on top of my head.
15.
On top of my head, but.
So how would we figure, I mean, without going and getting data, how would we assume that the variances will be equal in each group?
Because there's substitutes. Yes. They're a related item. I'm thinking. I got macroeconomics stuck in my head. So.
I can think, or I don't know. We can come back to that one, do the rest
Yeah.
real quick.
Okay.
So it says, is the project involve human subjects? No. Can be conducting a survey? No. If you answered no for both questions in step 11 and 12, skip to step 19.
Woohoo!
I love
Sweet.
that.
That was actually our
Step
last one.
19, project approval.
It just goes back to project approval. So we
All
do need
right.
to figure that out.
Okay, so this is the last thing we need to do. Let's see here. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Is CSL file?
So the 10 that we're on,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it aligns with your requirements because we're doing different, we're doing multiple different sample pairs being a NOVA test. We're not doing just one test to compare to the other one. But we kind of are, aren't we? Because we're doing Kellogg's and Melto Meals.
So are we doing an ANOVA test or are we doing?
I think we might be doing, I don't know, is that just the one? We could do 3 of them or 4. Multiple meals is just the first one that comes, and then we're doing great value. So that's 3. So that we need what, 1 more to be in ANOVA? Does that have to be 3 or 4?
you can do 3.
3.
Yeah, we
It
can
has
do
to be
3.
2 or more.
Yeah, 3 or more, right?
Or,
So
sorry,
we'll do
more than-
great value, multi-meal, and Kellogg's.
Want to throw
Uh,
Kroger in there?
We can do Kroger. Before. Sounds good.
Trying to think.
Kroger is fries, which I have in my area.
Yeah, I think that's what my store is too.
So this would be required because we're doing multiple groups, hence 3 or more, so it would be a NOVA test. I don't know how to word it though. Like I have it in my mind, but let's see.
So you said we're doing Kellogg's and what else?
Called Great Value.
Kroger?
Kroger.
Okay. So Kellogg's Great Value and Kroger.
And multi-meal.
Multi-meal.
Malt. M-A-L-T-O-M-E-A-L.
Multi-meal is actually created by Post Cereal or Post. They're the same
Is it
people
Post?
that do these Honey-O's. It's Post.
Are they all Post?
So Malto-meal, honey oats, pebbles, great grains, post-shredded wheat, post-raisin bran, honeycombs. Those are all by Post cereal.
Okay, then let's do Post then. But is that technically a name brand?
Yeah, Post is one of the big ones.
Post is a big one. That's
Yeah.
because Malto-meal
But is
by
Post owned by Multimeal?
Huh?
Does Post own Multimeal as well?
Yeah.
They do? Ugh. Okay. Because then we're gonna do like what the difference between two differences then?
Let's see here. I'm trying to think of what off-brand.
Well, does it have to be that we're comparing off brands or just brands in general?
You could just do brands in general.
Yeah, I'm good with brands
Because
in
in that,
general.
it
Yeah.
alleviate the worry of trying to figure out what is a non-brand.
Yeah, because if we do brands in general, each big store has their own brand. So
Yeah,
we can
because
do
Kroger's
Kellogg's, Post, and then whatever the store's brand is, and then just have those.
and most of the local stores don't even have their own cereal. They just use Kroger or whatever.
Yeah. I'm good with just brands themselves. So
Just comparing brands.
Sweet, let's do it.
okay. All right, so I guess I don't think there's anything else. But we have to decide. So there's 7 steps or so. So it says that please write below which group members will be the main writers for each step of the project. The main writers will be the ones collecting everyone's ideas and suggestions. They are then responsible to send out the document for feedback and apply the feedback to the document before submitting it. The writer can assign out different parts of the writing as well. For example, if you are in charge of describe the data, you could ask one of your other group members to create and label the charts and send them to you to be grafted into the main document. So we all need to just, there's 5 spots to do it. So step 1 was the main writer for designing this study. And I'll go ahead and put this one together to submit for approval. Then
Look
there's
over my grammar. My grammar sucks. So please look over my grammar.
Okay. And then there's step 3, write or describe the data. Blake put himself down for make inferences for step 4. We need to have step 5, which is take action, and step 6, which is writer or writers for PowerPoint presentation. And I say step 6, we can all work on that one for the PowerPoint presentation. That's so just between describe the data and take action.
Pretty much we're putting describe the data, make inference, take action into a spreadsheet. So pretty much what you do, you put into
take
a
action.
PowerPoint. Yeah.
Okay.
I can do the.
And if I put you down on describe the data.
Sure.
Okay. I'll just put everyone's name for. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and get this looked over and make sure it's good to submit for approval. And then hopefully he'll get back to us and we can revise if needed.
Okay.
Or hopefully get back and we can revise it on Thursday.
Sounds like a plan.
Great.
When does this do again?
So I misread it. There's some self-questionnaire or review thing due this Saturday. This design the data was actually due this last Saturday, but he says as long as we get it in this week, we should be okay. From what I was reading on the post made today.
Okay. Yeah, I saw it and I was like, I don't think I can do this by myself.
Yeah, no. So I'll get this turned in, and then we can hopefully gets back and we can go over it on Thursday.
Sounds like a plan. All right,
Okay.
guys.
Anything
I'm
else?
hungry like a wolf. So,
All this talk of cereal makes you hungry, you know?
yeah. Well, I got spaghetti in front of me too. So, just the smell is just like, hungry.
Bon appetit.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good then. Well, you guys have a good night.
All right. See you later, guys.
Take care.
Bye.